Hey everyone, and welcome to Isms by Josie. Today we're going to be continuing our flower bouquet crochet kit that I got from Amazon. For my returning subscribers, thank you so much for tuning in, and for my new viewers, please consider subscribing, share, hit that like button, leave a comment below, and click on that notification bell for future videos. So today, you guys, it's been a minute since I've went back to this. We're building this beautiful flower or floral bouquet that we're gonna do by crocheting. So these are the roses that I've built so far. They're not put together, they're just crocheted up. We're gonna do the assembly instructions whenever they mention them, which I'm assuming is in the end, but these are the two that I have so far. Very cute. I will leave a link in the description box below if you would like to go ahead and get yourself this kit to build yourself. I did check on their Amazon link, and they do have different arrangements. So if you're not using your own yarn in different color to make different looking bouquets, you can definitely make a different bouquet if you go on there and select whatever type of bouquet they have. Here is the rose bouquet crochet kit, and if you have not seen the first video, it comes with a ton of stuff for you to build, and it's gonna look really awesome, I think, in my opinion. So I'm just gonna move on to the next flower. We did the yellow rose, we did the gradient rose, and today we're going to be doing the gradient pink and yellow roses. Oh, okie dokie. So we're going to need color buff, melon yellow, cherry pink. So the one thing I don't like about this kit is that it doesn't label the names, and then of course here it tells you the colors, but unless you have a magnifying glass or really good eyes. I mean, I don't. I never had my whole life, so I can't tell the colors, even though, you know, I'm not colorblind or anything. But, so I'm guessing this is buff. And then we have melon yellow is what we used in the last rose too. And then we have cherry pink. And so we're going to take the buff first. That's the first one we're going to be using. This kit comes with everything, like I said. It also comes with the crochet needle. This one is 2.5 millimeter. And then I believe it also came with markers. So we have markers. Alright, so row 1, working into a chain, 53 chains, start crochet at the position of the penultimate stitch, and then end up with 52 single crochet stitches, last stitch marked with a marker clasp. Okay, so we're going to set these aside. I'm going to show you how we start off. This is going to be for righties. If you want me to do a lefty video, leave a comment below and then I can create that at some point. But what you want to do to start off, you want to put the ring and pinky and thumb to hold down the end piece, your index and middle finger to hold it apart. We're going to take the hook light perpendicular to the yarn, then you're going to go down, out, and around to create this loop. Then I'm going to put the loop closer to my thumb, ring finger, and pinky. Let's hold this here with the middle finger so we can release the left hand. You want to gather up some yarn. Okay, so now we're going to pinch the end here, and we're going to slide the hook towards the end. You want to have the least amount of excess yarn so we don't waste it. Plus it's easier to hide. And then I'm going to pinch where it crosses right here with my thumb and my middle finger so it doesn't, the hook doesn't pull out. You can slide it back and forth. Alright, so now we're going to do a chain. So you want to yarn over your hook, and yarning over is just putting the yarn over the hook, and we're going to slide this through the loop like that. And then what we're going to do is hold the end, and we want to push the knot towards the end there, and it's going to tighten up at the same time, and that's what we want to do. Once you get to a point where you can't move it down any farther, then you can take the end piece and pull that out just to tighten up that knot a little bit. You don't have to pull too hard. So now that we've established our knot here, we want to take the knot and slide it up towards the hook, but don't put it all the way, just leave a little bit of room like this. I don't know, just eyeball it. Okay, so now we just cast it on kind of like our first chain on here. And so we're going to have to make 53 chains. So what I like to do is grab a ton of yarn, this, and I'm gonna wrap it around my finger. You don't have to put all this yarn around your finger. I personally like to do that. When my aunt taught me, she thought that was the strangest thing, and I would have a huge ball on my finger. She thought that was nuts, but you don't have to do that. You can only, you could put only a few strands over your finger. I don't know, depends on how comfortable you're with. So we're going to build 53 chains. I'm going to show you now how to do a chain. So what you want to do is just hold that knot down with your middle finger and thumb. Just hold it snug so it doesn't move around. You don't have to pull at it. Okay, so now what a chain is very easy. It's a yarn over with the yarn in the hook. So you see it's back here. You always want to keep your yarn in the back unless they tell you otherwise. Keep it in the back. Alright, so now we're going to yarn over like that, and you're going to pull that through the loop, and there's your chain. And that's as simple as it was. We'll do this a couple more times. So you're going to want to yarn over with the yarn, pull it through the loop, and now you have 2 chains. And look how it's building a very pretty braid here. Okay, so we're going to do this one more time with you guys. You're going to yarn over the hook, pull it through the loop, and now you have 3 chains. So it's forming a nice braid in the front, and then it's forming humps in the back. If you flip it upside down, you see that there's these little humps in the middle. Okay, so now let's do this 50 more times. So I've done 10 so far plus the 3. If you need me to speed up or slow down, click on the gear button at the corner of the screen. It should have playback options to go fast or slow. You can also pause. 53 chains is a lot if you're not focused. 1, 2 if you're beginning, because I even now I struggle with counting because I get in my head or I get distracted, and then 53 is now 100. Just exaggerating. But yeah, so I'm going to do this 40 more. Okay, I think I did 40 plus the 10 and the 3. So when you're starting out, your braid isn't gonna look like this unless you're a prodigy. When I started out, my chains looked this one big, this one small, super small, big, large. You know, the more you do this, the more consistent they'll be. But the idea is to try to get the chains all to be the same size. So like I said, in the front, it's all nice and braided. In the back, you've got these humps. And I'm bringing them up now because I actually use the humps later, which is not normal. I don't think it's normal, because usually in the crochet world, you just use the front. But anyway, so let me just double check that I have 53. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 53. Okay. So it says you're going to end up with 52 single crochet stitches, and I'll show you why. So we're going to be doing, this first line is confusing, but I'm going to tell you what they're trying to say. So now we have to do basically single crochet stitches for the next part of this row 1. When you have a set of chains like this and we're doing a single crochet stitch, you always eat one chain, and we eat one chain because that makes the height of the row. So you see how we have let me just double check. Oh, this is where you saw me count 53, right? Let's go the other way. 35. I do this, sorry guys, I have to do this my OCD just to, it's like measure twice, cut once. It's the same thing. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, okay, yeah, 53. Sorry, for some reason, my mind was telling me count again. Okay, so, like I said, there's 53 chains, we're gonna eat one, so, we're gonna end up with 52 doing these single crochet stitches. And we eat one because that makes the height of the chain. I mean, height of the single crochet stitch, sorry. So how we do this is fairly easy, and I'll do about 3 with you again. So from the second chain from the hook, right, so we minus 1, so we skip this one and we put the hook into the second chain. So in normal crochet world, you just put it on the top part of this braid. But I like to keep this because depending on what's happening, you can end up with a nice pretty border. Let me show you the old one, the one that we did before. See how like this is the bottom side, and yeah, I know you'll never see it, but you know it's there. So normally when you do the single crochet, you would stick it onto the top row here, this one. But because I chose to do the hump, now I get this nice braided end, you know. So that's why I do it. So I'm going to do that today. So second chain from hook, we're going to stick our hook in there, but I'm not going to use the top of this braid. I'm going to use the back hump. So like I showed you before, there's these humps. We're just going to stick it through the back hump. So second chain from hook, stick it through the hump. Now you have 2 loops on your hook there. To do a single crochet, after you stick your hook into the next stitch, you want to yarn over and pull up a loop. So now I still have 2. We're going to yarn over again, and we're going to pull through 2 loops, and that's our single crochet. And you can see this stitch that we skipped, it's creating the height. It's bending up to make the height of the row. So let's do this again. Into the next stitch, again into that back hump. We're going to yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. And you can see that braid is starting to form. If you see that, then you've done it right. Okay, one more time. Into the next stitch in the back of the hump, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. 3. So I'm going to be doing 49 more because we're going to end up with 52 single crochet stitches, which should be the whole end of this chain stitch thing. Here we got. It doesn't hurt to count as you make the stitch, but in the end you definitely want to count your stitches to make sure you have the right number, because somewhere down the line you can, you know, or in the beginning screw up, or you know, forget, or I don't know, and then you don't end up with the same number of stitches that the instructions is telling you. The other thing I don't like about this yarn is that it's not together. See how it's coming apart? That shouldn't be doing that when you have good yarn. But like in most kits, there's always drawbacks because they try to put a lot into one kit and make it affordable, and obviously they want their profit from it. So sometimes they just use not the best material. At some point I'm going to lapse the video so it's not too long. I know right now we're already 20 minutes deep and we're still on row 1. I personally like to do this because not everybody is you know, everybody learns at their own pace. So I want to just make sure that if I'm doing this, that it's somewhat clear, because I'm really not good at it. But I just want to be thorough and make sure that every step is broken down, because when you're kind of more advanced at anything you do and you try to break it down for someone that is a beginner, like whoever made these instructions, they have to really step outside of the box and try to make it seem like the person that's going to be getting this instructions has absolutely no idea of how to crochet or know anything of crochet. That's probably the best way to, when making instructions for anything, you have to put yourself in the mind of someone that doesn't know how to do what you're trying to do. Because I've had so many comments on some of the other kits that I've posted on my channel, and they are just and I feel bad, you know, because it's like these instructions are horrible, and some really are, really, like it stumped me in places. And I'm not even, you know, I'm okay. I'm not a whiz. As you, like, I know people that can just fly through what I'm doing right now. I'm taking my time. I could be going slower, but trying not to eat too much of the video. I think moving forward after this row 1, whenever we have repetitive anything, I'm probably just going to time lapse it so that this video isn't super long. There are only, it seems like 4 rows. And it seems like that's been the previous 2 rows we did. They each had 4 rows, so it shouldn't be that long, but it feels like it is. And of course I lost count back there, so like I said, it's always good to try to count when you do them, but just make sure that you count once or twice at the end to ensure you have the right number of stitches. Okay, so now I'm going to count my stitching here. Okay, I'm gonna put my marker because it says last stitch marked with the marker clasp. So just going to slide this under that braid and put the marker, and I just want to count this one more time. Alright, so we have 52. The next row says chain 5, turn, crochet, double crochet in the place of the marker, then empty 2 stitches, double crochet, 2 chain, double crochet 17 times. So that's a nightmare if you are new and don't know what they're trying to tell you to do. But I'm going to break it down for you. Let's do the easy part first. 5 chains. Let me just get some yarn. I also like to get my own yarn because I pull from the center. If you have it from the outside, this thing's rolling around everywhere. Okay, so we're going to do 5 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then it says to turn, and you're just literally going to turn. You see how we had this moving that way? Now we just have to flip it to where now we're still going in the same direction that way. Okay. So you have to crochet a double crochet in place of the marker. So I'm going to show you how to do a double crochet now. You're going to yarn over like that. You're going to stick your hook into the stitch indicated. So this is the marker. We have to put that in here. And as we put that in that stitch, I'm going to remove the marker out. So let me just show you again. We yarned over. Here's the marker right through this stitch here. We're going to stick the hook into that same stitch where the marker is, like that. Then we're going to remove the marker. Alright, now to continue this double crochet stitch, you want to yarn over again. We're going to pull up a loop. You should have 3 loops now on your hook. We're going to yarn over again. We're going to pull through 2 loops. So now we should have 2 loops remaining. We're going to yarn over one more time and pull through both loops. We have our double crochet. Okay, so then empty 2 stitches, and that's pretty much saying skip 2 stitches. This is definitely translated from a different language, but skip 2 stitches. So you see we're not going to be putting our hook into this one or this one, we're going to be putting it to that one. Alright, so we have to do a double crochet again. So how you do it is you yarn over, put your hook into that 3rd stitch from the last one, so skip this, skip 1, skip 2, put your hook into the next one. We're going to yarn over again, and then we're going to yarn over again, pull through 2, yarn over again, pull through 2. So then we have to chain 2. So yarn over, pull up a loop, again yarn over, pull up a loop. Now we have 2, and then it's saying double crochet, stitch again. So yarn over, and this is going to be in the same stitch. So where we did the last one, you're going to stick your hook back in there, you're going to yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. But then we have to do this 17 times. So what they're telling you is that everything in the parentheses, so from empty to double crochet, we're going to do this 17 more times. And that's pretty much to the end of the row. So we're going to skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, into the next stitch. We're going to yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Then we're going to double chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop. Then we're going to do another double crochet. So yarn over, into the same stitch, put your hook in, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Okay. So again, we're going to skip 2 stitches, yarn over. We're going to stick our hook into the 3rd stitch from the last stitch we made. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Then we're going to chain 2, 1, 2. Then we're going to do one more double crochet stitch. Okay. So I'll probably time lapse this, but we're going to continue down the row, and then we're going to count back later to make sure that we have the right number of stuff here. Okay, so I'm just going to count this 17 times. So where we have a V, we should have 17. So okay, 17, and then here we have the chain 5 and the double crochet. So that's how you count back, just to make sure that you did everything according to the instructions. So now we're going to be in row 3, and this one says 3 chains, turn, crochet, double crochet, 2 chains, 2 double crochet in brackets on 2 chains of round 2, 3 chains at the beginning as a double crochet stitch, then crochet, 2 double crochet, 2 chain, 2 double crochet on each of the 2 chains of round 2, row 2, 17 times. So yeah, if you heard me read that, I was even stumbling myself. But when you break it down into small pieces again, it'll be fairly easy. And I'm going to break it down for you, so this is a lot easier to work with. Okay, so let's grab some yarn. Alright, so piece by piece, chain 3. Okay, yarn over, pull through the loop, yarn over, pull through the loop, yarn over, pull through the loop. Alright, turn. Okay, now it's on this side. Crochet, double crochet, 2 chains, 2 chains, 2 double crochet on 2 chains of round 2. Okay, so and then the 3 chain is the beginning as the double chain stitch, double crochet stitch. So we're gonna yarn over, we're gonna do a double crochet stitch, yarn over, put it in this two chain space, yarn over again, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, and pull through 2 loops. So now we have technically 2 double crochets, because this 3 chain is considered as 1 double crochet stitch. And we're going to do 2 chains, 1, 2, and then we have to do 2 double crochets. So yarn over, put the hook into the chain 2 space. Sorry about that. Why am I not focusing, you people? You people meaning my camera. It's camera. Okay, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. One more time, yarn over, put into the 2 chain space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Okay, so we have our first, this is to be a 2 double crochet stitch, 2 chains, and another 2 double crochet stitch. Alright, so now that we have that, we're going to crochet, like we just said, 2 double crochet stitches, 2 chains, 2 double crochet stitches on each of the 2 chain spaces of row 2, 17 times. So straight down the line. So let's do this again. 2 double crochet stitches into the next chain 2 space right here. One, two, then we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and then we're going to do another 2 double crochet stitches, 1, 2. Okay, we'll do this one more time with you guys. So yarn over into the next 2 chain space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Again, yarn over into the 2 chain space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Then we're going to chain 2, 1, 2. Then we're going to do 2 double crochet stitches into the 2 chain space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Again, yarn over into the 2 chain space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So we have 3. We're just going to continue this down the line, and then we'll count back. Hello. And we'll count back. My voice is cracking. It's terrible. And we'll count back to see if we have 18 altogether. All right. And I may time lapse this, you guys. So again, click on the gear button. You can speed up or slow down the video as much as you want. You can pause the video. You could also mute the video. I have closed captioning on this. Okay, let's count this back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 16, 17, 18. Okay, so we have 18. Next we're going to do round 4, chain 1, turn, do 8 double crochet stitches on row 3's 2 chain space, then crochet a single crochet between row 3's 2 double crochet stitches 8 times, and then we have to change to the mellow yellow yarn. I forgot we had to change colors. Crochet 8 double crochet stitches on row 3's 2 chain space, then crochet single crochet stitch between row 3's 2 double crochet stitches 6 times, then change to cherry pink yarn, crochet 8 double crochet stitches on row 3's 2 chain space, then crochet single crochet stitch between row 3's 2 double crochet stitches 3 times. Then we crochet 12 double crochet inside the last 2 chain space, then make a slip stitch on the single crochet stitch of row 1. Okay, so that's a lot, but it's really just repeating the first part, just in different colors. And I'm going to break it down and show you guys how to do this. So back. Yes, don't worry, it's not as crazy as it sounds. Okay, let's gather up some yarn. Gathering up a lot of yarn, but this is the last row. So it seems like these roses are similar in construction. They've got the same kind of stitching from row to row, so I'm assuming assembly is going to be the same too. Okay, I think I got enough for now. The hard part in this round 4 or row 4 is just remembering when to stop so that you can change yarns, and the way that I change it, I gotta remind myself to stop before the last stitch, and I'll show you why. But let's break this down again. We're going to chain 1, and then we're going to turn, and then we're going to crochet 8 double crochet stitches on the round 3 chain 2 space. So we're going to yarn over. So this is the chain 2 space. We're going to do 8 double crochet stitches. So hook into that 2 chain space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. We have 1 down, 7 to go. Yarn over into the 2 chain space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Okay. Yarn over into the 2 chain space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So we have 3 down. I'm going to do this 5 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Then we're going to do a single crochet stitch between row 3's 2 double crochet stitches. Okay, so here are the 2 double crochet stitches, 1, 2. So we have 4 of them all together, and they meet at this point here. This is where it's talking about. So stick your hook into that spot in between the double crochet stitches. We're going to yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So now we just have to do this 7 more times. Okay, again, yarn over into the next 2 chain space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. And then we're going to do this 7 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So there should be 8 in total. Okay, and then we're going to do the single crochet stitch in between the 2 banks of double crochet stitches you see here. Put your hook in between both of them, then yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. And then one more time. I'll walk this with you guys. Wow, the focus on here is just really sensitive. Okay, so yarn over into the next 2 chain space. We're going to do 8 of them again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Always double check. Okay, then we're going to do the single crochet stitch in between the 2 banks of double crochet stitches. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Alright, so as you see here, I have 3. We're going to do this 5 more times, and I'm going to try to remember to stop before the last single crochet stitch, because I'm going to weave in our next color, which is going to be the mellow yellow yarn. Okay, so I have to do 1 more single crochet stitch, but I'm just going to remove this off my finger. I'm having problems with this yarn because, like I said, it's not normal, it's loose. So when I work with it, it's unraveling off my finger, the needle's getting in there. I mean, the hook is getting in there. Okay, we're going to change to the melon yellow, sorry. And how we do that is going to be the same way. I'm just gonna like pull a lot of this out of the loop so that I can just set that aside. We're gonna do the same thing that we did in the beginning. Okay, ring finger, pinky, thumb, middle index, put like a distance apart, and take the hook, lie it perpendicular to the yarn, go down, out, and around to get this loop here. I'm going to pull it towards the thumb. Then I'm going to take my middle finger and just hold it down. Oops, hold it down while I let go on the left hand side. Then what we're going to do is I'm going to grab some of this yarn here. Okay. We're going to pinch the bottom end and again slide the needle further down towards the end. I'm going to pinch where it crosses like that so that the hook doesn't go anywhere. Then we're going to yarn over. We're going to pull this through the loop like that. Now I'm going to overhand the hook here. I'm going to kind of hold this with my thumb and my index while I let go on the left side. We want to pinch that end close to the end as possible. We want to reduce the amount of yarn that we're going to waste. And I'm going to push the knot towards my thumb on the left side, and you're going to push it till you can't push it anymore. And then what we're going to do is take the left side and I'm going to pull it out, the excess piece there, not too tight. Then I'm going to slide the knot towards the hook, so I'm going to hold this down, slide this knot up towards the hook. We're going to leave a good amount of space here so that we can remove this off of the hook, set it aside. We're going to put our hook back into that large loop we left. We're going to tighten this up a bit, gather up some yarn. Now I'm going to transition from buff to melon yellow. We're going to do our single crochet stitch. Stick your hook into in between, hold on, okay, in between the two banks of double crochet stitches. Stick your hook in. We're going to yarn over with the buff and then pull up a loop. Now we're going to let go of this buff. I'm going to find my melon yellow, slip it on there. So we're going to have to maybe use your ring and your pinky to hold this one back. You want it out of the way. This one here, we're going to gather up in our left finger. Now we're going to go ahead and continue the single crochet stitch by slipping this under both loops, and then we made our transition. That way this one, the eighth, not the eighth, the single crochet stitch for that last eighth hump is fully buff, and now the next one will start melon yellow. But to secure everything in place, I'm going to take this, I'm going to cut a piece off, and the length that you leave, not too long, not too short. What we want to do is I'm just going to go and tie a knot around the melon yellow, and kind of like a loose knot. You don't have to go too crazy. You don't want to strain this piece here. So we're just going to do a loose knot once and then twice. And then we're going to continue doing our humps. And for melon yellow, we have to do, let me see, we have to do this 6 times. Okay, so you can put the buff away. Let's now gather up some melon yellow. And I'm covering this like this so that it doesn't roll around everywhere. Okay, just gonna wrap this around my finger. Okay. Now I'm gonna crochet this in place like this so that it's hidden. All right. So we're gonna go back to doing the 8 double crochet stitches, yarn over with the melon yellow. We're gonna stick it in the 2 chain space. Now as I stick this hook into the 2 chain space, you can see that right there, I'm placing this excess buff piece right next to it, because we're gonna crochet it together. Okay, so we have that there, you see it? We're gonna yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. And we just got to do this 7 more times, and each time you want to make sure that when you stick that hook back into that 2 chain space, you're also hooking underneath that excess piece right alongside so that when we complete our stitches, we are wrapping it together. Okay, now I'm just going to do this 6 more times. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we should have 8 in total. Then I'm going to go in and do that single crochet stitch in between the 2 banks of double crochet stitches. Again, making sure that I keep this right alongside it. So stick your hook in between the 2. Make sure that your excess piece is right on top alongside it. And we're going to yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and draw through 2 loops. And then we're going to repeat this 5 more times. Just hold on a second. I'm going to take a mini break. Okay. 5 more times, you guys. Again, always keeping this until it's done. That way you can you cover all of that excess piece. And I'll go back to time lapsing until we switch colors again. Okay, so I just have to do again the single crochet stitch, but before I do that, I'm just gonna pull this out, and we're gonna take the cherry pink, okay, and same thing as we did before, ring, pinky, thumb, index and middle, perpendicular to the yarn, down, out, and around. Take the middle finger, hold it in place. We're going to gather up some yarn here, pinch the end, slide the hook down, then we're going to pinch where it crosses, okay, then we're going to yarn over and pull through the loop, okay, then I'm going to overhand the hook, let go of the left hand, we're going to pinch the end there, then I'm going to slide this knot towards the thumb as far as it will go. Then I'm going to take the excess piece and pull it out a little bit, tighten it up. Then we're going to grab the knot and we're going to slide it towards the hook, but not all the way, leave some space. Then we're going to let go of this, set it on your table. Then we're going to stick the hook back into the loop of the melon yellow, tighten it up a little bit, and then we're going to continue doing that single crochet stitch. So in between the two banks of the double crochet stitches, stick your hook. We're going to yarn over and pull up a loop. And we're going to let this go. Hold it back here with your ring and pinky. Set it out of the way. Then we're going to put this cherry pink, or pink cherry, what is this? Cherry pink, slip it onto the hook. Gather up some yarn on your finger. And we're going to pull this through those two loops. Like that. And then we're going to cut the melon yellow off. Again, just not too much, not too little. We're going to crochet this in itself. You can set this one aside. Okay, so now I'm going to take this melon yellow and tie it loosely around the cherry pink. Okay, and now that we have that, I'm gonna go get some yarn here. We have to do this 3 more times. So I'm gonna want some yarn here. Okay. Then I'm going to yarn over. We're going to do the 8 double crochet stitches into the next 2 chain space. Put your hook into the 2 chain space. Again, we're going to put the melon yellow right alongside so we can crochet that in there. Okay, and we're going to do this 8 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, hello. Sorry, I fell asleep there. Alright, then we're going to go in between the bank of the 2 double crochet stitches. Make sure that you put the melon yellow right alongside it. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So I'm going to time lapse this while I do this 2 more times, and then we'll move on to the last bit. Okay, so last part of it is doing 12 double crochet stitches in the last 2 chain space, and then doing a slip stitch on the single crochet stitches of round 1, row 1. Keep saying round. Okay, so 12. Let's start counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, then we're going to do a slip stitch on the single crochet stitch of round 1, so that would be here, and I'm going to put it right here. So slip stitching is, I put the hook into that first single crochet stitch at the bottom there, then I'm going to yarn over and pull through all loops, and that's a slip stitch. Then it says 5 centimeters. So luckily this thing, I lost the hook. I think each one is a centimeter. Who knows? I'm going to cut it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Yarn over, and we're going to fasten this off by yarning over, pulling this through the loop, and we're going to tighten it up, and then we have to wait for assembly instructions, but this is what it looks like. It's crazy. Did I even, this looks like pink now that I did this. Let me see for a sec. Yeah, no, these are all the yarns here. I don't see another kind of pink, so I guess it's just my eyes that are fooling me. But these colors do not match what they're trying to say. But here's the finished product for today. So next time we're going to be doing gradient yellow rose. So we're kind of getting, there's a lot of flowers on here. There's gradient yellow rose, gradient yellow flowers, rose holder. Ooh, so we're almost getting into, and this thing won't focus. We're almost getting into assembly soon, so there's just some other stuff we have to build, but that's it, you guys. So this is what we have so far. This is going to be a long process, but I appreciate you guys sticking with me and catching these videos to see what this is going to end up becoming. We already have 3 pieces and it already looks like a cute bouquet. But thank you so much, guys, for watching. This is Isms by Josie. Please share, like, and subscribe for future videos, and I'll see you again next time. Thanks. Bye.